Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
Have you heard the latest buzz? Joe Biden, the current presidential candidate, recently called Donald Trump the vice president at a press conference. This slip-up has stirred quite a bit of chatter. But what if there's something even more astonishing on the horizon? In a world teeming with political intrigue and uncertainty, the predictions of a blind mystic from Bulgaria have captivated the imagination of millions. Welcome to our deep dive into the enigmatic prophecies of Baba Vanga and what she foresees for Joe Biden, the current president of the United States. As the 2024 U.S. presidential election looms on the horizon, speculation and anticipation are at an all-time high. But what if the outcome has already been foretold by one of the most renowned clairvoyants in history? Baba Vanga, often referred to as the Nostradamus of the Balkans, has left behind a legacy of predictions that continue to baffle and intrigue. Known for her uncanny ability to foresee global events, her prophecies have been the subject of both fascination and skepticism. Among her many predictions, a particular prophecy about a great leader rising has sparked a whirlwind of debate. Could this be referring to Joe Biden and his role in the upcoming election? Imagine a world where the future is pre-written, where the actions of today are mere steps in a grand design laid out long ago. This is the world of Baba Vanga's predictions. Her prophecy states, "In the end, the great leader will come from the blue-eyed one." This cryptic message has led many to speculate about its true meaning. Is it a literal reference to a person with blue eyes, or is it symbolic of a deeper truth? As we unravel this mystery, we'll explore how this prediction could relate to Joe Biden, who famously has blue eyes, and what it could mean for his political fate. As we journey through the layers of this prophecy, we'll encounter questions that challenge our understanding of destiny and free will. What if Baba Vanga's words are not just a prediction, but a script written for the future? Could the 2024 election be the stage where this prophecy plays out? The stakes are high, and the curiosity is palpable. Baba Vanga's life was as mysterious as her predictions. Born in 1911 in a small village in Bulgaria, she lost her sight under mysterious circumstances during a massive storm. It was after this event that she began to exhibit an extraordinary ability to predict the future. Her prophecies have covered a wide range of topics, from natural disasters to political upheavals, and many have claimed that her predictions have an astonishing accuracy. But not everyone is convinced. Skeptics argue that Baba Vanga's prophecies are vague and open to interpretation. They suggest that many of her predictions are only seen as accurate in hindsight, when events are retroactively fitted to her words. Despite this, the allure of her predictions remains strong, particularly when they seem to align with significant historical events. As we stand on the precipice of the 2024 election, Baba Vanga's prophecy about a great leader, coming from the blue-eyed one, gains new relevance. Is this a direct reference to Joe Biden? Could this prophecy hint at a significant change in the political landscape of the United States? Or is it merely a coincidence that fuels the fire of speculation? Prepare yourself for a journey that transcends time and space, where ancient prophecies meet modern-day political drama. Together, we'll dissect the past, interpret the present, and gaze into the future through the lens of Baba Vanga's prophetic vision. Stay tuned as we uncover the secrets that lie within her words and their potential to shape the course of history. Baba Vanga's prophecy about a great leader emerging from the blue-eyed one has captivated the imaginations of many. For those who believe in her predictions, this prophecy suggests that Joe Biden's role in the upcoming election is pivotal. This belief can shape public opinion, especially among those who place stock in prophetic visions and mystical foresight. One way this prophecy might influence the election is by galvanizing Biden's supporters. For those who see him as the fulfillment of Baba Vanga's prediction, there may be a renewed sense of purpose and urgency in supporting his candidacy. This can lead to increased voter turnout and more active campaigning efforts, as supporters strive to see the prophecy realized. On the flip side, the prophecy could also energize Biden's opponents. Skeptics and critics might use the prophecy as a point of contention, arguing that relying on mystical predictions is misguided and detracts from the real issues at hand. This could lead to heightened scrutiny of Biden's policies and actions, as opponents seek to counter the narrative set forth by the prophecy. Media coverage is another area where Baba Vanga's prophecy could have a significant impact. In an age where news cycles are driven by sensational stories and captivating narratives, the idea of a prophecy predicting the outcome of a presidential election is bound to attract attention. News outlets, particularly those with a focus on sensationalism, might amplify the prophecy, leading to widespread discussions and debates. The media's portrayal of the prophecy can shape public perception in various ways. Positive coverage that frames the prophecy as a fascinating and potentially accurate prediction might enhance Biden's image as a significant and destined leader. Conversely, critical coverage that questions the validity of the prophecy could fuel skepticism and detract from Biden's perceived legitimacy. Social media platforms are also likely to play a crucial role in disseminating and discussing the prophecy. With their ability to rapidly spread information and generate viral content, platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube can amplify the reach and impact of Baba Vanga's prediction. Memes, videos, and posts analyzing the prophecy could go viral, further embedding the prediction into the public consciousness. The prophecy's impact on voter behavior is another critical consideration. For some voters, the idea that a clairvoyant predicted Biden's rise to greatness might reinforce their support for him. They may view his candidacy as part of a greater plan and feel compelled to vote for him to see the prophecy fulfilled. On the other hand, some voters might be turned off by the emphasis on mystical predictions, preferring candidates whose appeal is based on tangible policies and achievements. Political analysts and commentators are likely to weigh in on the prophecy, offering their interpretations and assessments. Some might argue that the prophecy adds an intriguing dimension to the election, while others might dismiss it as irrelevant. The diversity of opinions can contribute to a more nuanced understanding of the prophecy's impact and keep the conversation balanced. Furthermore, the prophecy could influence campaign strategies. Biden's campaign team might choose to subtly reference the prophecy to tap into the fascination and belief surrounding it. This could involve highlighting Biden's vision for the future, his wisdom, and his leadership qualities, drawing parallels to the great leader mentioned in the prophecy. Conversely, Biden's opponents might use the prophecy as a point of criticism, questioning the rationality of believing in such predictions. They could argue that leadership should be based on practical experience and policy plans rather than mystical foresight. This could lead to debates and discussions that further polarize the electorate. The broader political landscape might also be affected by the prophecy. If Biden is indeed seen as the blue-eyed one destined for greatness, it could shift the focus of the election from traditional political issues to more abstract concepts of destiny and prophecy. This shift could lead to a unique and unprecedented election season, where mystical predictions and political realities intertwine. As we consider these potential impacts, it's essential to remain aware of the unpredictable nature of elections. While Baba Vanga's prophecy adds an intriguing layer to the narrative, the outcome of the election will ultimately be determined by a complex interplay of factors, including policies, public opinion, campaign strategies, and unforeseen events. As we venture further into the enigmatic world of Baba Vanga's predictions, we come to one of her most intriguing prophecies, the one concerning Joe Biden. This prophecy has sparked debates and discussions, leaving many to ponder its true meaning and implications. Let's delve deeper into the prophecy and unravel its mysteries. The prophecy in question reads, "In the end, the great leader will come from the blue-eyed one." At first glance, this cryptic statement seems simple enough, but as with many of Baba Vanga's predictions, the true meaning is shrouded in layers of mystery. To begin with, let's dissect the phrase, great leader. In the context of political figures, a great leader is often someone who rises to prominence, exerts significant influence, and leaves a lasting impact on their nation and the world. Given Joe Biden's position as the President of the United States, it's not far-fetched to consider him within this context. Next, we have the blue-eyed one. This part of the prophecy has led many to speculate, given that Joe Biden is known for his striking blue eyes. Is it possible that Baba Vanga was directly referencing Biden in this prediction? Or could the blue-eyed one symbolize something deeper? Perhaps a metaphor for wisdom, clarity, or a new vision for the future. To understand this better, we must consider Baba Vanga's track record of using symbolism in her prophecies. Many of her predictions have been metaphorical, using symbols to convey deeper truths. For instance, in previous prophecies, she has used natural phenomena and celestial events to represent significant global changes. Therefore, interpreting the blue-eyed one purely in a literal sense might limit our understanding of the prophecy's full scope. This brings us to the broader implications of the prophecy. If we take the blue-eyed one to symbolize a visionary leader, the prophecy could be suggesting that the great leader emerging from this figure will bring about profound changes. In the context of the 2024 U.S. presidential election, this could mean that Joe Biden's actions and policies might lead to a new era of political and social transformation. It raises the question, what kind of changes could Baba Vanga be foreseeing? One interpretation could be a shift towards greater unity and collaboration on a global scale. Biden's presidency has already seen efforts to strengthen international alliances and address global issues such as climate change and public health crises. If this prophecy is indeed about Biden, it might be hinting at a continuation or even an amplification of these efforts, leading to significant positive changes worldwide. On the other hand, some interpretations of Baba Vanga's prophecies suggest a more tumultuous outcome. The phrase great leader could also imply someone who rises from a period of chaos or crisis. Could this mean that Biden's leadership will be tested by unforeseen challenges, and his response to these challenges will define his legacy? Given the unpredictable nature of global events, this interpretation holds weight as well. As we ponder these possibilities, it's important to remember the historical context of Baba Vanga's predictions. Her prophecies have often aligned with significant historical events, lending them a sense of credibility despite their cryptic nature. However, it's also crucial to approach these predictions with a healthy dose of skepticism. As with any form of prophecy, interpretation plays a significant role, and it's easy to fit events to the prophecy after they have occurred. This phenomenon, known as retroactive clairvoyance, is a common critique of Baba Vanga's predictions. Critics argue that her prophecies are often vague and open to multiple interpretations, making it difficult to verify their accuracy conclusively. Despite the skepticism, the allure of Baba Vanga's predictions remains strong. Her prophecy about Joe Biden continues to captivate the imagination of many, fueling discussions and debates about its true meaning and implications. Whether you view her predictions as mystical foresight or simply intriguing puzzles, there's no denying the impact they have on our collective consciousness. As we continue to explore the depths of Baba Vanga's prophecy, we must remain open to multiple interpretations while critically examining the evidence before us. The prophecy about Joe Biden is a prime example of how ancient predictions can resonate with contemporary events, bridging the gap between past and present. Another prophet's prediction about Biden. Imagine this. A famous 16th century prophet's predictions might be linked to Joe Biden. Yes, today we're diving into the captivating world of Nostradamus to uncover what he might have foreseen about Joe Biden that could potentially shock the world. Picture uncovering that a prophet from centuries ago had insights into today's political landscape. What might Nostradamus have said about Joe Biden? How could these centuries-old predictions influence our present and future? Could his foresight reveal unexpected twists in Biden's presidency? More importantly, can we draw any parallels between Nostradamus's words and the current global situation? Nostradamus, who lived through the Renaissance, crafted predictions that have been both eerily accurate and hotly debated. His prophecies span natural disasters, political upheavals, and the rise and fall of leaders, keeping the world guessing for centuries. How did a man from the 1500s earn such a reputation, and why do his predictions still captivate us today? Let's explore what Nostradamus predicts for Joe Biden. This is a narrative that spans centuries, and you won't want to miss a single moment of it. To truly grasp the significance of Nostradamus's predictions, we must first delve into the life and times of the man himself. Nostradamus's prophecies were not straightforward predictions. They were cloaked in metaphor and symbolism, making them open to various interpretations. This vagueness has contributed both to their longevity and their controversial nature. Skeptics argue that the quatrains are so ambiguous that they can be applied to almost any event after it has occurred. Yet, many believers point to specific predictions that seem uncannily accurate, such as the rise and fall of past leaders. One reason Nostradamus' predictions have endured is their timeless quality. He wrote in a way that each generation finds relevance in his words. His use of astrological references and historical events created a tapestry that people have been trying to unravel for centuries. For instance, let's look at some of his most famous prophecies. He predicted the Great Fire of London in 1666 with the quatrain, "The blood of the just will commit a fault at London. Burnt through lightning of 23's the 6. The ancient lady will fall from her high place. Several of the same sect will be." Many interpret 23's the 6 to mean 66, referencing the year 1666 when the Great Fire devastated London. Similarly, his prediction of the French Revolution is often cited. From the enslaved people, songs, chants, and demands. The princes and lords are held captive in prisons. These will in the future by headless idiots be received as divine prayers. This is seen as foretelling the rise of the common people against the monarchy, leading to the beheadings during the Reign of Terror. Nostradamus' prophecies covered a wide array of topics, reflecting his broad interests and deep knowledge. Despite the skepticism surrounding his work, Nostradamus has had a profound impact on popular culture. His name is synonymous with prophecy, and his quatrains continue to be a source of fascination. In literature, film, and even politics, Nostradamus' influence is undeniable. People have sought his guidance in times of uncertainty, looking to his verses for clues about what the future might hold. As we navigate the complexities of his predictions, it becomes clear that Nostradamus was not just a prophet, but also a keen observer of human nature and historical patterns. His ability to weave these observations into his quatrains is what makes his work so compelling and enduring. Next, we will delve into the specific predictions Nostradamus made for the 21st century. We will explore how these predictions might relate to our current times and set the stage for understanding what he might have foreseen for Joe Biden. Nostradamus' quatrains, written over 450 years ago, have long been a source of fascination and speculation. As we enter the 21st century, many of his predictions seem to resonate with the events unfolding around us. Let's explore some of the most intriguing and relevant predictions that Nostradamus made for this century, and see how they might relate to our current times. One of the most striking predictions attributed to Nostradamus is the rise of a global leader whose actions would significantly impact the world. Some interpreters of his work suggest that this leader could be Joe Biden, whose presidency has indeed been influential on the global stage. Nostradamus wrote about a great man who would bring about significant changes, and for some, Biden's presidency symbolizes a shift in political dynamics, particularly with his focus on climate change, international diplomacy, and social justice. Another relevant prediction involves natural disasters and climate change. Nostradamus foresaw great upheavals in the Earth's environment, with increasing natural disasters such as earthquakes, floods, and wildfires. His quatrains mention the Earth shaking in various places, which many believe refers to the increasing frequency and intensity of earthquakes and volcanic activity we are witnessing today. Moreover, his mention of great floods aligns with the rising sea levels and severe weather patterns linked to climate change. Nostradamus also predicted technological advancements that would transform society. He foresaw the rise of machines and their impact on human life. While he didn't describe these machines in modern terms, his quatrains hint at a future where technology plays a central role. This can be seen today in the proliferation of artificial intelligence, robotics, and the internet, all of which have drastically changed how we live and work. Political and social upheaval is another theme in Nostradamus' predictions. He spoke of times when the rich would become poor, and great discord would arise among the people. These predictions can be linked to the growing economic inequality and social unrest seen in many parts of the world. The rise of populist movements, protests for social justice, and debates over economic policies reflect the turmoil Nostradamus described. One of the most ominous predictions is the potential for global conflict. His quatrains about fire from the sky and great destruction resonate with the fears of modern warfare and its devastating consequences. Furthermore, Nostradamus hinted at significant advancements in space exploration. He wrote about the heavens opening and mankind reaching for the stars. Today, with missions to Mars, the establishment of the Space Force, and private companies like SpaceX pushing the boundaries of space travel, his predictions about humanity's quest to explore the cosmos are more relevant than ever. As we dissect these predictions, it's important to remember that Nostradamus's quatrains are open to interpretation. While some see clear connections between his writings and current events, others view them as broad and flexible enough to be applied to various scenarios. Regardless of one's stance, the enduring nature of his work speaks to its captivating power. Nostradamus's quatrains often reference the rise of powerful and charismatic leaders, a theme that resonates with biblical prophecies about the Antichrist and other significant figures in the end times. One of his quatrains reads, "The great shameless audacious baller. He will be elected governor of the army. The boldness of his contention, the bridge broken, the city faint from fear." This quatrain has been interpreted by some as a prediction of a bold and audacious leader who will rise to power amidst turmoil. This aligns with biblical descriptions of the Antichrist, a leader who will deceive many and lead with great authority. The Antichrist is described in 2 Thessalonians 2:3-4. "Let no one deceive you in any way. For that day will not come unless the rebellion comes first, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the son of destruction, who opposes and exalts himself against every so-called God or object of worship, so that he takes his seat in the temple of God, proclaiming himself to be God." Both Nostradamus and the Bible speak of a leader whose rise will cause significant fear and division. The imagery of the bridge broken, the city faint from fear, in Nostradamus's quatrain suggests societal upheaval, much like the chaos and deception associated with the Antichrist. Nostradamus also predicts natural disasters and technological advancements, themes that can be found in biblical texts as well. One quatrain states, "The great flood will come and submerge the great city, the new one built on higher ground. The plagues will cease and the world will be smaller. After the great human advancement, an era of peace." This quatrain seems to predict a catastrophic flood, followed by recovery and significant advancements in human civilization. The idea of a great flood resonates with the biblical account of Noah's Ark in Genesis 6:17. "For behold, I will bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, in which is the breath of life under heaven. Everything that is on the earth shall die." In the Bible, the flood serves as a divine reset, purging the earth of wickedness and allowing for a fresh start. Similarly, Nostradamus's prophecy suggests that after a great calamity, humanity will rebuild and advance, leading to a period of peace. The concept of human advancement and a new era can also be linked to biblical prophecies about the kingdom of God. In Isaiah 2:4, it is written, "He shall judge between the nations and shall decide disputes for many peoples. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." This vision of a peaceful era, following great tribulation, mirrors Nostradamus' prediction of peace following human advancement. The connection between disaster, recovery, and eventual peace is a recurring theme in both Nostradamus' prophecies and biblical scripture. While Nostradamus' predictions are fascinating, it is the biblical prophecies that offer a more structured and coherent narrative about the end times. The Bible provides a clear sequence of events leading to the second coming of Jesus Christ, offering hope and guidance to believers. Biblical prophecies, unlike the cryptic quatrains of Nostradamus, are embedded within a larger theological framework. They are part of a divine revelation that spans from Genesis to Revelation, offering a comprehensive view of God's plan for humanity. This continuity and clarity make biblical prophecies a more reliable source of eschatological understanding. The prophecies in the Bible are also accompanied by moral and spiritual teachings. They call believers to repentance, faith, and readiness, emphasizing ethical living and devotion to God. This moral dimension adds depth and significance to the prophecies, making them not just predictions of future events, but also calls to action. Moreover, biblical prophecies are often supported by the fulfillment of earlier prophecies, which lends them credibility. For example, many Old Testament prophecies about the coming of the Messiah were fulfilled in the life and work of Jesus Christ, providing a basis for trusting the prophecies about his second coming. In contrast, Nostradamus's quatrains lack this kind of theological and ethical framework. They are standalone predictions without the backing of a larger narrative or moral teaching. While they are intriguing and sometimes eerily accurate, they do not offer the same level of spiritual guidance and assurance. In conclusion, while Nostradamus's quatrains offer intriguing glimpses into possible futures, it is the biblical prophecies that provide a more comprehensive and spiritually grounded understanding of the end times. The Bible's detailed and interconnected prophecies offer guidance, hope, and a moral framework that Nostradamus's predictions lack. For viewers, the key takeaway is to remain informed and vigilant. The study of prophecy encourages us to look beyond the immediate headlines and consider the larger narrative at play. Whether you view these prophecies as literal predictions or metaphorical insights, they remind us of the potential for profound change and the importance of being prepared. As we approach the 2024 U.S. elections and navigate the complexities of our world, let these prophecies inspire thoughtful reflection and critical thinking. Consider how the themes of leadership, conflict, and transformation might play out in your own life and community. As we delve into the mysterious world of prophecies, it's fascinating to see how the predictions of Vanga and Nostradamus, two of history's most renowned clairvoyants, intersect when it comes to Joe Biden. Both prophets have left behind enigmatic predictions that intrigue and mystify. Let's compare their prophecies and see what insights we can glean about Joe Biden and his potential impact on the future. Vanga, known for her cryptic yet strikingly accurate predictions, spoke of a great leader emerging from the blue-eyed one. This prophecy has led many to speculate that Joe Biden, with his notable blue eyes, fits this description. According to Vanga's followers, Biden's presidency could usher in significant global changes, aligning with her vision of a leader who brings about a new era of prosperity and peace. On the other hand, Nostradamus, a 16th century seer, made predictions that some interpret as relating to modern times and leaders like Joe Biden. Nostradamus's quatrains mention a great man who would rise to power and significantly impact the world. This great man is seen by some interpreters as potentially representing Biden, whose presidency has been marked by efforts to address global challenges such as climate change, social justice, and international diplomacy. One of the key similarities between Vanga and Nostradamus is their use of metaphor and symbolism. Vanga's blue-eyed one and Nostradamus's great man are both symbolic references that leave much to interpretation. This vagueness allows their predictions to remain relevant across different eras and situations, contributing to their enduring allure. However, their styles of prophecy also differ. Vanga's predictions are often more direct and personal, focusing on specific individuals and events. In contrast, Nostradamus's quatrains are broader and more abstract, weaving astrological and historical references into his prophecies. This difference in approach reflects their unique backgrounds and the times in which they lived. When we look at their prophecies concerning Joe Biden, both Vanga and Nostradamus suggest a figure of great importance whose actions will have far-reaching consequences. Vanga's prophecy implies that Biden's leadership could lead to a new era of peace and prosperity. This aligns with Biden's focus on unity and healing both within the United States and on the global stage. His initiatives on climate change, international cooperation, and social equity are seen as efforts to create a more harmonious world, which fits Vanga's vision of a transformative leader. Nostradamus, meanwhile, hints at a leader whose rise to power is marked by significant challenges and upheavals. This can be seen in Biden's presidency, which has faced numerous crises, from the COVID-19 pandemic to economic challenges and political polarization. Nostradamus' reference to fire from the sky and great destruction can be interpreted as modern-day crises such as climate disasters and geopolitical tensions. Biden's handling of these issues could define his legacy and align with Nostradamus' vision of a leader navigating turbulent times. Both prophets also touch on the theme of global influence. Baba Vanga's great leader from the blue-eyed one suggests a figure who impacts the world beyond their immediate sphere. Similarly, Nostradamus' predictions often have a global context, indicating that the actions of this leader will reverberate worldwide. Biden's presidency, with its emphasis on re-engaging with global alliances and addressing worldwide challenges, fits this narrative. Despite these similarities, the interpretations of their prophecies also highlight key differences. Baba Vanga's followers often view her predictions with a sense of optimism, seeing her great leader as a positive force for change. In contrast, Nostradamus' quatrains are frequently seen as warnings, emphasizing the difficulties and dangers that lie ahead. This contrast reflects the dual nature of prophecy itself. It can inspire hope, while also serving as a cautionary tale. Critics of both prophets point to the ambiguity of their predictions as a common ground for skepticism. The vague nature of their prophecies allows for multiple interpretations, which can be retrofitted to suit various events after they have occurred. This flexibility is both a strength and a weakness, as it keeps their prophecies relevant but also open to criticism for lacking specificity. Despite the skepticism, the enduring fascination with Baba Vanga and Nostradamus speaks to the human desire to understand the future and find meaning in the unknown. Their predictions about Joe Biden tap into this desire, offering a lens through which we can explore the potential paths that lie ahead. As we compare the prophecies of Baba Vanga and Nostradamus, it becomes clear that both seers envision a leader of significant impact and global importance. Whether through the lens of Vanga's hopeful vision of a transformative leader or Nostradamus' cautionary tales of tumultuous times, Joe Biden's presidency is seen as a critical juncture in history. In the realm of prophecy, the line between belief and skepticism is often thin and fraught with controversy. Baba Vanga's predictions are no exception, with her prophecy about Joe Biden eliciting strong reactions from both sides. Believers in Baba Vanga's prophecies point to her track record of accurate predictions as proof of her clairvoyant abilities. They cite instances where her foresight seemed to align with significant global events. In the context of Joe Biden, believers argue that Baba Vanga's prophecy about the blue-eyed one is yet another instance of her remarkable foresight. They suggest that Biden's presidency, characterized by efforts to address global challenges and promote unity, fits the description of the great leader mentioned in her prophecy. For these individuals, Baba Vanga's words are not just vague statements, but powerful glimpses into the future that demand attention and respect. To support their beliefs, proponents often point to the detailed nature of some of Baba Vanga's predictions. They argue that the specificity of her visions, coupled with their uncanny accuracy, cannot be dismissed as mere coincidence. For them, the prophecy about Biden is a clear indication that his presidency will play a pivotal role in shaping the future, potentially leading to significant global changes. However, skeptics approach Baba Vanga's prophecies with critical eye, questioning the validity and accuracy of her predictions. They argue that many of her prophecies are too vague and open to interpretation, making it easy to retroactively fit them to events after they have occurred. This phenomenon, known as retroactive clairvoyance, is a common critique among those who doubt the authenticity of Baba Vanga's abilities. Skeptics also point out that confirmation bias plays a significant role in how people perceive prophecies. When an event seems to match a prediction, it is given undue weight, while instances where the prophecy does not align with reality are often ignored or forgotten. This selective interpretation can create the illusion of accuracy, even when the overall track record of predictions is less impressive. In the case of Joe Biden, skeptics argue that the prophecy about the blue-eyed one is far too ambiguous to be taken seriously. They suggest that the phrase could apply to countless individuals and that attributing it specifically to Biden is an example of confirmation bias in action. For skeptics, the prophecy is more of a Rorschach test, reflecting the hopes and fears of those who interpret it, rather than providing a clear vision of the future. Another point raised by skeptics is the lack of verifiable evidence supporting many of Baba Vanga's alleged predictions. While some of her prophecies are well documented, others are passed down through anecdotal accounts and second-hand sources, making it difficult to determine their authenticity. This lack of concrete evidence further fuels doubts about the validity of her visions. Despite these criticisms, the allure of Baba Vanga's prophecies remains strong, especially among those who find meaning and comfort in her words. For believers, her predictions offer a sense of direction and hope, suggesting that there's a greater plan at work even in the face of uncertainty. The prophecy about Joe Biden, with its promise of a great leader, resonates deeply with those who see his presidency as a potential turning point in history. On the other hand, skeptics maintain that it is essential to approach such predictions with a healthy dose of skepticism. They argue that relying too heavily on prophecies can cloud judgment and lead to misguided decisions. Instead, they advocate for a more rational and evidence-based approach to understanding and navigating the complexities of the modern world.